All right, today we're jumping into a topic that's completely changing the game for data leaders. We're going to talk about moving beyond just buying the latest, coolest tools and instead thinking about how to build a data platform that is truly autonomous, right from the start.
So here's how we'll break it down. First, we'll dig into a major frustration that I'm sure a lot of you feel, what we're calling the modern data paradox. Then, we'll define the solution, the autonomous mandate, and get into the real-world levers you can pull to make it happen. After that, we'll talk about how to actually measure success with some solid KPIs. And finally, we'll look at why this isn't just a dream for the future, it's happening right now.
Okay, let's kick things off with the modern data paradox. This idea really gets to the heart of why so many data teams, even with the best tech stack imaginable, feel like they're just constantly putting out fires. I mean, does this hit close to home? You've spent a ton of money on the best-in-class platforms, Databricks, Snowflake, you name it. You've got all the right logos on your architecture slide. And yet, your team's day-to-day doesn't feel like innovation. It feels like firefighting, doesn't it?
And listen, if that's you, you're definitely not alone. The hard truth is that for a lot of companies, a huge chunk of the data team's time just gets eaten up by manually checking things, troubleshooting, and fixing broken pipelines. It's this exhausting, reactive cycle that never seems to end.
So, how in the world do we break out of that cycle? Well, that brings us to the core idea we're talking about today, the autonomous mandate. This is all about a huge shift in thinking, from just fixing problems to actually creating real, tangible value for the business.
So what exactly is an autonomous data platform? You know, the two magic words here are self-healing and AI-assisted. We're talking about an architecture that's built to automatically monitor itself, manage its own workflows, and, this is the real game changer, fix its own problems, often without a human ever needing to step in.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? For years, the goal was just to build the pipeline, get the data from A to B. But the new mandate, the real opportunity, is to automate and augment those pipelines. That's where the magic really happens.
Okay, that all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually do it? Let's get practical and break this down into 4 key transformation levers, the pillars you need to build this autonomous vision.
So it all starts with AI-assisted monitoring. This is about catching weird things, anomalies in volume, schema changes, before they turn into disasters. Next, you layer on automated orchestration, using tools you probably already know, like Airflow or dbt. On top of that, you need true data observability from platforms like Monte Carlo to get that full-stack view of your pipeline health. And the final piece of the puzzle? Putting AI-powered analytics in the hands of your business users so they can get answers just by asking questions in plain English.
Look, any change this huge has to prove its value, right? You can't just say it's better, you have to measure it. So let's talk about the specific KPIs that show you're actually succeeding with an autonomous platform.
And this table really lays out the new gold standard. Notice we're not just looking at one thing. We're measuring reliability, speed, how fast we fix things, data quality, and, so important, whether the business is actually using the tools we're giving them. These are some seriously ambitious goals.
Let's just focus on a couple of these. A pipeline success rate of over 99%. Just think about that for a second. We're not talking about good enough or works most of the time. We're talking about making data as reliable as flipping on a light switch.
Then there's data freshness, under 15 minutes of latency. This means your business is making decisions based on what is happening right now, not what happened yesterday or last week. For a retailer, that's the difference between dynamic pricing and being a day late. It's a massive competitive advantage.
And finally, a data quality score over 98%. You know, this really boils down to one word: trust. When your business teams trust the data, without question, they can move faster and make bolder decisions. If that trust isn't there, the whole thing just crumbles.
So let's bring it all home. I want to be super clear. This is not some science fiction dream for 2030. The major trends pushing us toward autonomy are not just coming, they are already here.
I mean, we are already seeing AI agents that can write and optimize data pipelines all by themselves. We're seeing natural language analytics start to make old-school dashboards feel obsolete. And these new zero ETL architectures are popping up, which completely change the game by letting you query data where it lives, without all those brittle, complicated data-moving jobs.
So what's the ultimate payoff? What's the bottom line here? How about this? A 60 to 80% reduction in the manual, operational grunt work needed to run your data platform. That is a staggering number. Think about all that time and brainpower you can now point at problems that actually move the needle for the business.
So the vision for the future platform becomes crystal clear. AI acts like the system's immune system. It detects the problems. Automation is the cure. It fixes them instantly. And your team? Your amazing, talented team is finally free to do what you hired them to do. Find those game-changing insights that drive the business forward.
The future of data is autonomous. There's really no debating it. So the only question left to ask is your team going to be the one playing catch-up, or are you ready to lead the way?